Now, covering every county, this is your statewide newscast. Arkansas Today.
Good afternoon. I'm Mallory Brooks. Thanks for watching Arkansas Today. Meteorologist Pat Walker joining us right now. We are looking at the chance for severe weather today. The timing of this important, as you say, we could see waves of it throughout the day.
Waves of it, one in the afternoon and one in the evening. So there's basically two different rounds for the rest of today alone that we could see some of those severe storms. And here's just the general outline risk area from West Arkansas to North Central, even parts of Central Arkansas included in this slight risk or 15% chance. Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Little Rock, Conway, Hot Springs, Heber Springs, Mountain Home, Mountain View, Searcy, Newport, all those towns are within that 15% area. And this is all the way up until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, but it's really for one round this afternoon and then around tonight. And maybe even a little bit of a round of 1 for tomorrow morning, too, that we're looking at. So we're going to have about 5 different waves of showers and thunderstorms move through the state. In fact, this one here, all the way from Yale County into northeast Arkansas, that's already wave number 2. Number 3 is kind of getting started back here in Oklahoma. And it's that round number 3 that we're going to have to watch it for the potential for one of these rounds of severe weather that may be in the middle of this afternoon. But heavy rainfall from northeast Arkansas back to Mountain View. It gets a little lighter. Then around Russellville and Dardanelle, boy, it gets heavier again. And Little Rock, seen very little rainfall, but there are some showers down in South Arkansas. And, of course, more rain just trailing from Fort Smith into Oklahoma. Now, the more rain it is than thunderstorms, that's obviously good news as far as severe weather potential goes. But, of course, that also will lead to a lot of swollen rivers and creeks and roads and stuff with water flowing through them as we go for the next 24 hours. Look at these temperatures, though. Starting to warm up now in northwest Arkansas. It was cooler this morning, now in the 60s. You can see this very well-defined line. And that's where kind of a front is stalled out. And do expect to see it lift a little farther northward so you can see where those 70s are. So just kind of watch where this front lines up any point during the day. That's probably going to be the area where we focus most of the severe weather chances. For right now, that rain is trailing right through there along that cold front right now. So we'll just kind of watch, see where that lines up this afternoon. We'll keep you, of course, ahead of the storms here on this station this afternoon. Mallory?
Pat, thank you. 2 lives now changed forever after a distracted driver allegedly hit and killed a University of Arkansas student. Now law enforcement is addressing safety concerns near campus. Arkansas Today's Peyton Yeager went out with U of A police to see how many violations happened right in front of them.
After a deadly accident on campus, safety is on the radar of University of Arkansas police. The speed limit near campus?
It's 25.
We posted up on Garland Avenue to see just how fast drivers are going. 30?
Yeah, as it came through. There's 31.
But it's not always the driver who is risking their life.
They just cross where it is more convenient.
2 cars approaching 15 feet from a light.
I sat on Arkansas Avenue for less than 20 minutes.
This guy right here, still not using a crosswalk. Jumps right in front of that car. It's number 4.
And I saw several people darting in front of cars, some even on their cell phone. As the campus mourns the loss of one of their Razorbacks, police are emphasizing the importance of paying attention.
Everybody is impacted by that, and something you never want to see again.
That was Peyton Yeager reporting. The only grocery store in Foreman, Arkansas is in danger of closing. Perry Young, owner of Young's Thriftway, says he has to step down due to health reasons. So he's looking for someone to step in to continue operating his business. He says he's practically giving the store away to the new owner, everything but the merchandise.
I want somebody to take this store very bad. I don't want Foreman to be without a grocery store.
If the store closes, that means Foreman residents will have to travel 40 miles round trip to shop for produce and other groceries. A pair of pigs will be up for adoption later this week at the Animal Care and Adoption Center in Texarkana, Arkansas. Officers recently captured 3 little pigs off Dundee Road. They were hiding in a resident's flower bed, but one of them was seriously injured. That pig passed away. The 2 young pigs that will remain will be up for adoption on Thursday if they're not claimed. Animal control officers say they usually don't get called on to capture domesticated pigs like this.
Pigs that get out that are domesticated, usually their owners are quick to get out, find those pigs, and get them detained again.
Potential adopters will be required to have a suitable pen out in the county.
Together we can break decades of political stalemate. We can bridge old divisions, heal old wounds, build new coalitions, forge new solutions, and unlock the extraordinary promise of America's future. The decision is ours to make.
President Trump delivering his second State of the Union address last night. Washington correspondent Drew Petrimo reports the president called for bipartisan compromise, but major divisions remain.
In an 82-minute speech to a joint session of Congress, President Trump made the case that he's fulfilling the promises of his campaign.
Members of Congress, the state of our union is strong.
The president said the economy is good. His unorthodox foreign policy is a success, and he's worked with Congress to pass important laws.
An economic miracle is taking place in the United States.
But in the Democratic response, former Georgia gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams said many Americans are struggling.
Far too many hard-working Americans are falling behind, living paycheck to paycheck.
In his speech, President Trump called for bipartisan compromise, and despite major divisions here in Washington, members of both parties think it's possible on some issues.
The burden's on Democrats and Republicans to sit down with the president, work these things out, and get the people's work done.
We've always been able to make progress in this country with conciliation and compromise.
We're in a time right now where we need that more than ever.
The president mentioned infrastructure. We can come together on that.
But there's also skepticism that Congress can come together on the biggest issues. That effort is being put to the test right now, as lawmakers have until February 15th to reach a deal on border security in order to avoid another government shutdown. In Washington, I'm Drew Petrimo.
And CBS News poll finding 76% of Americans who tuned in to President Trump approved the speech he gave. 43% of those that watched this speech identified as Republican. Governor Asa Hutchinson tweeting his response to the State of the Union, saying, quote, President Trump effectively made his case tonight for increased border security and for border wall funding. He called for compromise, and he showed some bipartisan spirit and humor that I hope breaks the D.C. logjam.